All right, I'm back again today for a quick little follow-up video for a questions and answers type thing where I just figured there's a couple of questions that probably would be asked, and I didn't really want to wait and do another video tomorrow. I wanted to touch on it real quick. How is someone behaviorally abusive? That's probably a pretty good question. I would imagine some people would ask, like, what does that even mean? It's really simple. You reward bad behavior and you punish good behavior. My mom was excellent at that, and yeah, I'm not gonna get any more into that, but that's it doesn't even have to be on purpose. It's easy to do on accident. It's very common that it happens like that in a lot of places. Be forgiving of people. Not everybody knows what they're doing. But at the same time, if someone is confronted, if you feel like someone's doing that to you, and you confront them about it, which I don't know, that's up to you whether you want to do that. Um, it's a really difficult thing to deal with because what do you do? You know, how do you solve that problem if you feel like that's what's going on? I had that problem with my family for a very long time where they're my family. They're the only people I really knew or had a relationship with. So I stuck around for a lot longer than I should have, to be honest. But that's every person's situation is different. So I'm just going to keep it very simple now. I'm saying if someone is deliberately trying to reward your bad behaviors and they're also deliberately trying to play down or punish your good behaviors in any way, shape, or form, and it seems like they're doing that from a position of preparation or methodicness or method, from a position of method, that could be an issue for you that you need to address. But all right, so how do you hold abusive people accountable? Now that is a tough one. That one I meditated on for years. How do you handle people who are just extremely abusive? There's no real way to get them to stop, and they're harming people. And it's how do you solve that? How do you solve an entire system of people doing that? And it's not punishment because it's just more abuse, or at least not the sort of punishment that you would usually typically think of today. Um, Jail is a failed concept. Jail is just a new criminal environment where criminals learn to be better criminals. Whether they're abusive or not, I'll have to debate. Being a criminal doesn't necessarily mean you're abusive, but usually it leads that direction, though. Anyway, so holding them accountable, very difficult. You would have to have all the information available, a very keen mindset and a well-balanced mindset about how to deal with those sorts of things. And it would be more important to solve the underlying issues than it would be to punish someone. And that is a fact. If your intent is to punish people, you're just as abusive as the problem. All right, so my next question. Yeah, I know it's sort of a script, not really. Just more notes. What do I mean retake our country? Just so we don't get this all confused and stupid. I mean that corporations and selfish, abusive leaders dominate the entire leadership apparatus, and it is a serious problem. Corruption is at like 99%. It's awful. It's abusive. It's not good for our future of the vast majority of our citizens here. When we have a leader who's telling us that we have to like him in order to live a good life, and if we don't like him, we're not going to live a good life, and we're going to be punished and abused and traumatized, which is a legitimate thing they said in Project 2025. If you pay attention to those sorts of things, which I'm sure most of you ignore because it's easier and you don't have to think, and you just get to do what you're told, and you don't have to worry about all the horrible shit going on. Yeah, that is a legitimate thing that they talked about, is traumatizing all of the people who would fight back against all of this. And I mean, look at Alex Preddy. Alex Preddy was a legitimately honorable American with great selfless intent. He's an awesome person. I guarantee it. And maybe he got radicalized and whatnot with the ICE being in his town and doing what they were doing and stuff. And he got a little violent with them. They gunned him down in the streets. That's not justice. That's not right. That was an assassination. of like an Abraham Lincoln like guy. Like that's what he reminded me of when I saw him. Um, yeah, that's that's what we're dealing with right now. That's what I'm talking about. Retaking our country, meaning that we make it safe again for everyone, that we address the underlying issues that led to this, and that we fix them so it's not so much of an issue. But it's a very complicated system, a situation. I mean, I don't even know. It's one of those things where without enough information, you really can't do anything. Your hands are tied. That's why it sucks. They hold all of the information that matters. And then also it gets way worse now with AI, and you don't even want to know how much they can use the information they've gained on you against you. It's a really unfortunate situation we are in right now. And I think it is very important that sooner than later we get better leadership in charge, because the types of leaders we have now, they don't consider the quality of life of those below them. That's what I mean.